Let's talk about one of the most expensive gaming laptops that you can get today. This is the MSI Titan GT77 HX and it costs around $6,200 US. It has a RTX 4090 graphics card, an Intel i9-13980HX CPU, 4K 144Hz mini LED display, and more. The specifications you're getting on this laptop is insane. You know that when they have the HX label in the processor itself, you are getting the high-end stuff. If you want a gaming laptop that can literally do everything, this could be one of those options. I'm not going to go too much into the technical specifications, but rather showcase to you how the laptop is like. The MSI Titan features an all-plastic chassis, and though decently built, it can be better. The laptop weighs around 3.3 kg and it's definitely not lightweight. Include in the 330-watt power adapter and the whole setup weighs close to 4.7 kilograms. The power adapter seems larger compared to the other 330-watt adapter that I've seen. Putting it side by side with my iPhone for comparison, you can see the difference in size. The Titan is also powered by the largest 99.9 watt battery, so you can still safely carry it onto the plane. This laptop here is designed for gamers and enthusiasts who demand desktop class performance with portability. Of course, you can build a cheaper and more powerful system in a desktop for that price, but here I'm talking about a complete take-and-go setup. When you turn the laptop on, the RGB illumination will display within the MSI logo and the entire row of exhaust fans at the back. This is the exterior RGB that you'll be getting on the laptop chassis. If you are looking for more, the SteelSeries keyboard utilizes Cherry MX ultra low profile mechanical switches and it lights up in RGB too. If you are wondering what the keyboard mechanical switches feels like, there's a bump to it and it reminds me of tactile switches. However, not all the keys are mechanical switches. The numpad and function rows are using your typical membrane switches as they are too small in size. So here's an audio test on how the keyboard sounds like. So from the audio test, the keyboard itself sounds scratchier than what we have on a full-size MX switches. I think it could be due to the material and how thin the keycap is. If you are using it for day-to-day work, it doesn't feel that bad with the actuation bump. But then again, if you are someone who isn't into custom keyboards, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. Taking a closer look at the laptop, I think MSI have done something differently this time around. It stands out with the screen sitting slightly forward, as this is a laptop that is expected to use a lot of power. Thus, they have to allocate some space to tackle the heat temperature, and this explains the extension at the back of the laptop. In total, there are 4 intake fans within the laptop, and air gets exhausted out from both sides and the entire back section. So, with this price tag you are paying for, you are expected to get all the ports that you need. Lucky for us, we have quite a few to work with. On the right side, we have got a USB Type-A, 2 Thunderbolt, mini display port, HDMI 2.1 and a 2.5 Ethernet port. On the left, you have your power outlet, 2 more USB Type-A ports, a full-size SD card reader, and a headphone combo jack. I'm glad that as a right-handed mouse user, the charging port is located on the left side of the laptop. However, with the HDMI and Ethernet port located on the right side of the laptop, I'm afraid it might get into my way when I'm gaming. The left-hand side would have been much preferable, and it's quite obvious as to why they can't put any ports on the back of the laptop. The touchpad feels nice and smooth, and comes along with a fingerprint sensor. There's a 720p camera above the screen with a privacy shutter. It also has IR for Windows Hello Face Unlock. There are 2 front-facing speakers and 2 woofers underneath the laptop. The speaker is loud and it does come with some bass. But what I've started to notice is that as you increase the volume, you start to lose some audio clarity. The display is fantastic at 17.3 inches. It comes along with a mini LED panel with 4K resolution, 144Hz refresh rate, and a 16:9 aspect ratio. The colors on the display looks vibrant and details are sharp. The display is matte anti-glare, and I tried gaming on this laptop for a few hours and did not really experience any eye fatigue. The viewing angles are also solid, with minimal to no color shift when looking from the sides. It would be nice to see MSI coming out with a 16:10 aspect ratio for the Titan in future iterations, and as of now, you'll thoroughly enjoy using this display. Load up any HDR compatible game, and I assure you, you're getting one of the best display results. Being a fan of competitive multiplayer games like Valorant, Apex, I decided to test out different resolutions on this laptop to get a better understanding of the performance. Running Valorant with maxed out settings on a 4K resolution, I'm getting at least 144Hz, and that's pretty wow. Switching down the resolution to 1440 and 1080 with lower settings, I can easily hit 300 to 500 FPS. Playing competitive multiplayer games, I tend to prioritize FPS over how good or how detailed the game looks. This means setting a lower resolution with base settings to achieve higher FPS. If you used to play CS 1.6 with black bars, you probably know where I'm coming from. The fan noise is almost inaudible when it's at idle or when you're using it for light work. However, this is not going to be the case when you're using it for your gaming sessions. The laptop fan sounds like it's being put to work, and that is expected. With all the heat that's being generated, you definitely need a huge cooling system. So let me just show you how the fan sounds like on different settings. Sounds like the frequency of the fan noise is on the lower side. And the noise from the fan shouldn't affect you too much because at the end of the day, you'll probably have your headphones on. So here is my closing thoughts on the MSI Titan. Just because this is one of the priciest laptops that you can get, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best laptop for you. For the price tag that you are paying for, it's fitting to call it a portable desktop. There are plenty of other options available in the market, and it all boils down to what kind of games you play and what do you prioritize on your laptop. If you are going to be playing competitive FPS games, do you really need the 4K resolution with maxed out settings? So what do you think about this laptop? Is it mind-blowing enough to justify the price tag? I would love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down in the comments box below. If you have enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you on the next one.